I have a big anniversary coming up in 2020, and it's very appropriate given the current situation that I have this anniversary. 10 years ago, when I was working on my PhD, I had just broken up with my girlfriend, and I was scared to death. I didn't realize there was life after a relationship, and this was in the beginning of summer, which made it all the more scary because I had this whole summer and I was all alone. And most people start summer with already an established relationship, and I didn't know what to do, and I got very lost. And on June 13th, 2010, I had a coin show. I used to collect coins that I wanted to go to. I was hoping to bring that girl to the coin show, but we had broken up 2-3 weeks earlier, and I almost didn't want to go to that coin show. And I woke up, it was a Sunday, and when I headed outside, I realized how sunny it was. And I wanted to at least ride my bicycle to that coin show. My car wasn't working at the time because when I was dating the girl, I spent so much time and money and energy on her that I completely neglected the car. So the car was sitting in the parking lot, wasn't moving. Took my bicycle to the coin show. I thought I'd just say hello to a few people and just leave because I didn't realize I could go to that coin show alone. That's how funny it is now looking back. I went there and I quickly forgot I didn't even have that girl with me. And I enjoyed it. For some reason, I keep dabbling with dating, even though I really enjoyed that time. There have been a few other occasions where I enjoyed my alone time. So a year later, I went back to dating. Unfortunately, I was at a conference in Boston when, for the first time in my life, a girl starts a conversation with me, and I would say she was probably the first girl that had some smarts that I dated. All the other girls, they were just one off, just for fun, you know. Okay, and then after I came back from the conference, I met a girl in a different department at our school. And then I dated her friend for some time. I had moved to New York City and then to Seattle, and I flew back to Rochester a few times after moving here to Seattle. And then I met a coworker here in Seattle, and then there was a time in between that. In 2013, before I had moved to Seattle, Washington, I had gone to a computer game conference, and that was my first computer game conference I ever competed in. I write computer games, and I compete against other programs. And for a few months leading up to that conference, I didn't want to have anything to do with my girlfriend in Rochester. I was living in New York at the time, and I went crazy trying to rush the computer games, and I really enjoyed it. When I went to the conference, this was in Yokohama. I took a lot of long distance walks in the city. I took a bus to Tokyo and walked around there. And when I got home, I continued to walk in Central Park, and I really enjoyed it. Once again, I swore off dating forever. It wasn't long until I met the coworker, and then I was playing chess at a club, and I met a girl. She was a lot younger than me, and we met up a few more times. Before going on our first date, and then we were together for a few months, and then we got into an argument. She accused me of seeing another girl. What had happened was I got really fixated on another computer game conference. This was in 2016 now, and we got into a heated argument. I stormed out of her. She lived with her parents. I stormed out of their home. And I was in such a mess that I was driving from her place back to mine, it was like a 3-4 mile drive. I was in such a mess. I ended up driving all the way to Ellensburg from Seattle. That was in a mess. When I got to Ellensburg, I pulled into a rest stop to catch some sleep, and I got up in the middle of the night and I looked at the sky. Oh my God, I've never seen the Milky Way like that before. And then Jupiter and Saturn are getting very close together. They actually just came within 5 degrees of one another in the sky a few nights ago. They're going to get even closer this December. Hopefully we'll be out of lockdown so I can actually travel somewhere to see it. I went online to read about it. There was a solar eclipse coming up in 2017, and I got excited planning for that, and I ended up going to Salem. You guys saw my video. I made a video of myself viewing that. And so I swore off dating again, this time for a little bit over a year. And I was shopping for car insurance at one point, and I was talking to my insurance agent about ways I could save some money. He looked up if my job was part of their list of discounts for different careers. It was not. And he half-jokingly suggested, why don't you just get married? Because if we insure 2 cars between you and your wife, it would be this amount. It was barely more than the insuring 1 car. And I was like, yeah, but how much am I going to have to spend on the girl before we get married? And I was bored, and so I posted on the dating website on okcupid.com. I said, would anybody like to marry me so that the both of us could save on car insurance? And I didn't think I would get any response. I was just so frustrated that people who get married can save on car insurance. It didn't seem fair, and I wanted to make a point of how unfair it was by putting that on a dating site. And a few days go by, and I get an email, and this girl said, oh, I'm interested. And I was like, well, what kind of car do you drive? How much do you pay for car insurance? She said, no, I'm interested in you. Not too many guys like to think outside the box like that anymore. And so we met up, and I didn't think anything would turn of it, but because she was way out of my league. And I didn't think she would ever go on a second date. Sure enough, she does. And we go to a restaurant in downtown Seattle, and somebody broke into my car. And I thought it was really, both of us thought it was really ironic that we had met over car insurance. And then somebody breaks into my car when we go on a date. Long story short, I was back in the dating scene again. So I flip-flop a lot like this. At the beginning of the quarantine, I thought my life was over because I wouldn't be able to see my girlfriend. There wouldn't be anywhere to go. She lives with her family. She has elderly family members, so it's not really appropriate for not really safe for me to go see her at the moment, and she understands that. I understand that as well. But then I went walking on the Kirkland Connector Trail. I go to the park. I wrote a number of computer games. And most importantly, when I got my stimulus check, I didn't spend it all on her. And once again, single, happily. And I hope to keep it that way this time. Although I said that the last few times I did this, so who knows? But it's the 10-year anniversary of the first time I discovered this, and we're in lockdown. So either way, if we end the lockdown before the anniversary, I'll go out to celebrate. If we don't, I'll celebrate at home or in the park or on the trail. It's very nice how 10 years ago this would have been a terrifying experience, and now it's so second nature to me. Thanks for watching.